Reed, what really stood out to me, man, from watching your highlight video was your route running. The top of the route stuff, sticking it on your first touchdown you had there, just how you ran the top of the route, really, really what stood out to me, being a former receiver coach. And that's really what intrigued me more than anything else. And like I said, that's what really stood out to me on that side of it. Now, my suggestions for your highlight video are the following. Okay, the first thing is to add an information slide at the beginning. I know you've kind of got one already, but we want to have one a little bit differently. Right, the best way to go about making this is to go on Canva. Okay, this is free. You go to one of their slides, and on that slide, you'll put the information of your name, school, graduation year, position, height and weight, X account, email, and phone number. Okay, then you'll put that information on the left, picture of you on the right, download that, and then upload that to the very first thing on your highlight video. Okay, now the reason we kind of want to do that is because when a coach pulls up your film, boom, all the information he needs is right there. X account, how to get in contact with you via phone. Okay, if he needs to send you info for camp stuff via email. Okay, or with the big thing, knowing your height and your weight, because sometimes you can't see that on film. Okay, they want to know those tangibles. But then for B, the reason we want to do this is because a college coach's time is so short and valuable that if they've got to go search for that information, they're going to pass on a kid. And personally, I've had to do that before because they're watching 60 to 100 kids in a day, and they don't have time to go try to find a kid's information. Okay, they might spend 1 or 2 minutes, but after that, that's it. Okay, so we want to make it as easy as possible for them, not have any hindrance to them. Okay, next, removing play / non-highlights. All right, I've got multiple ones timestamped there. These are not bad plays. Okay, don't get me wrong; these are not bad plays whatsoever. But we just want to take these off just more anything that doesn't showcase your strengths or transfer the next level as much. Okay, and I'm more looking at it as well as to help move the needle for you. Let's say you're a 10 on a coach's board. Okay, just as an example, take some of these out. Boom, we can maybe bump to a 5 or higher. Okay, that's what I'm really trying to do with these, taking these out. Okay, some of them, there was one, the 306 mark was a double clip. Okay, but then some of them are just like bubbles that were for a few yard gain or 5 yard out, for a few yard gain or quick screen or something like that. Just when you've got other plays that showcase more than what that is. Okay, but then the one I want to show you here, all right, is at the 39-second mark. Not a bad play whatsoever. Okay, just boom, we barely missed the PBU there. Okay, but just being down the field more than being at the line of scrimmage type of deal. Yeah, you hit this kid absolutely, but we just for that side of it. Okay, we just want to take that out just on that side. Okay, next, going and making sure we remove captions, just like this caption here, take those off. Okay, you've got multiple ones on there, make sure we take all those off. Okay, remove the background sound as well. And the reason we want to do that is because we don't want to have anything that's going to distract that college recruiter from evaluating your film. Okay, just like you as a player, when they're watching film and evaluating that many kids in a day, they get in the zone. Okay, whatever they do, they just get in the zone, and we don't want to get them out of that zone. That's going to hurt us because maybe they evaluate a little bit differently in that aspect of it because of they just kind of got things going on that kind of distracts them from getting in that zone. Okay, so we want to make sure that excuse me, we take that stuff out. Okay, next, go into your order of plays. Okay, we want to do all your offensive plays, then all your defensive plays, then your special teams plays. Okay, now the reason we want to do that is because that way a college coach can jump right to where they need to be able to see you. Okay, and not spend the time, say the linebacker or safety coach. Okay, he doesn't have to spend the time watching your offensive clips. They just want to watch defense. They want to get down to the nitty gritty of what they need to watch and go from there. Okay, but then the special teams clip, so they can say that hey, he does some returning, boom, they can watch that at the end. Okay, so that will really help clean things up. Now, going to the flow / the sequence of your plays. Okay, start off with offense, like we talked about. Then you go to defense, and then your special teams. Now, within each of these, okay, within the offense, defense, special teams, we have these in the sections. All right, offense, you got long TDs, and then your short TDs, so anything 25 and in. Okay, then your explosive plays, anything 15 to 20 plus yards down the field, and then your blocking plays, because no block, no rock, so show off blocking clips. You've got one on here. And the remaining offensive highlights. Okay, and this is more anything that's not necessarily an explosion, but still a good play that showcases what you can do. Okay, then we're going to switch to your defensive plays after that. And do your turnovers. Okay, interceptions, forced fumbles, fumble recovers. Then go to TFLs. Okay, PBUs, if you have any PBUs, then tackles, anything physical and violent. The more physical, the more violent, the more you want to put on there. Okay, and then your remaining defensive highlights. Okay, and on this side for the defense, if it's more not necessarily the statistical side of it, but still showcases what you can do well. I'm not going to showcase that here in a second to give you an example. Okay, so but within each of these sections, you want to put your top play. Okay, and that's what I personally believe with the timestamps I have on here. Okay, you want to put those first because we want to have as many good clips up there at the beginning. Okay, and then taper from there because we want to capture that coach's attention early and keep them watching longer. Okay, because if they don't see anything, they're going to turn it off. All right, and so having the film, you can have your film be anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 minutes, and that's perfect. Okay, and in your sections, you only need about maybe 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 clips. Now, if some doesn't have as many as others, then you can compensate and put other ones in other places. Okay, but that's kind of what we're looking for. So to go over some of these really quick, we won't go over all of them just due to time and everything. Okay, but at the very first clip, this is a great job here. Boom, stick, head nod, head nice at the top of the route. Okay, take it off. All right, great job showing off your speed as well. That's why I like that clip. All right. Next, go into your short TDs, and this is why we want to move this stuff. Okay, they like seeing 6 points. Okay, let's move this up here to our short TDs. Boom, same thing. Good, getting your head and eyes around. All right, great job keeping your feet in bounds there. Okay, go into your explosives at the 132 mark. Okay, again, just showcasing what you can do. Okay, showing your speed a little bit. I know you had there was another one on there I kept going back and forth with, but I think this one, being able to showcase your speed with the ball in your hand, what you're going to do. That's why I put that one first. All right. Your blocking clip that you had on there where you blocked for the swing or the bubble, that's a great job. Show that one on there to kind of give you an example looking at what their main offensive highlights. Okay, again, take that caption off like we talked about. All right, boom, great job. Find them, set on that window, be able to break a couple tackles. Okay, we got 13, 14 yards. Okay, so we're not necessarily that 15 to 20, but we're still within that range, still showcasing some good stuff. Okay, that's what we're looking for there. Okay, now going to your turnovers. All right, start off with your pick six. That's what I do. Then your big TFL you got. Okay, and then but at the same time, let me show you your remaining defensive highlight. Kind of give you an example here of what we're looking for. All right, boom. You didn't make the initial, but we still made the play a few yards down the field. Okay, we're not way down the field, but we shows our effort, us getting around the edge. We're getting it maybe a couple yards down the field. That's what they're looking for. Okay, and then your special teams clip. Okay, I'll show that really quick here at the 316 mark. Actually, right here, boom. Okay. Great job. Make sure we spot shadow ourselves. I know you did there on that just a little bit before that. Okay, just make sure we spot shadow right there. All right, take that caption off, and we'll show that'll really turn out good for you there in the end. All right, we'll let this clip go while we're kind of talking here. All right, it's a fantastic job making something out of nothing. Okay, we're getting ready to get hit, but we still make something out of nothing. So it's a fantastic job there. Okay, make a good return off of that. So, all right, add that information slide. Okay, move the plays, the captions, the sound, change the order up in the sequence, and overall, this will provide a more dynamic highlight video for college coaches. Now, after going over the game film feedback, let's take a look at what divisions you should target. I'm basing this off the most recent highlight video, which is exactly what college coaches are going to do, and we're the athlete team receiver scholarship right now. All right, this is a current evaluation opposed to projected. All right, it's based on a few criteria. First thing is graduation year. We're up now, so we got to make sure we're ready to roll with this stuff. But they're going to look at your size, your foot speed, your long speed, and your strength. All right. With that being said, the levels you should look at today for a scholarship are upper D3 to NAI. Now, you should start getting interest and offers from these college coaches at these levels. And if not, you need to start the communication process with them right now. You start getting your name out there through social media. Follow these coaches on the next. DM these coaches. Make sure you're marketing and branding yourself in the correct way. Okay, you need to make sure you're sending your film so you know whether or not these coaches like your film to be able to go to their camps. And if they like your film, go to their camps. Put your money towards that one. Okay, rather than going to one where a coach doesn't get back with you. Okay, and you can introduce yourself to that coach at the camps and then kind of develop that relationship. So when you send them that it's in highlight, they're going to see that stuff translate onto your film and kind of really get to know who they're watching. Type of deal. But here's the deal: how can we also attack these levels to get better? All right, my suggestion to improve your game that translates to college football and possibly a higher division are the following. First thing is strength training. Okay, got to add good weight. That's going to come through that explosion of power. Okay, squats, single leg stuff, quick twitch. That's really what's going to help out there. Okay, that's going to help us get off the corners, going over the middle of the stuff, and jump balls. Foot speed, dot drills, ladder drills, cone drills. Just like how good you are now, keep working on getting out of the break. Okay, step at the top of the route stuff. Got to be able to work on our releases from press from corners. Okay, also long speed. All right, that's that track work. We ain't track, you got to be. That's going to help with that speed training. Because if you get called for the deep ball, you got to be able to take the top off like your first clip. Okay, can't get caught. All right, developing receiver craft. Okay, jugs and tennis ball work, working on that hand-eye coordination. Okay, when I coached receivers, every small drill we did, we finished with the catch, whether that was with a football or tennis ball. Develop a deep and quick game route tree mastery. Okay, being able to run all routes in the route tree as an outside and inside receiver. Okay, that helps an offensive coordinator be able to move you around, and it hurts the defense schematically of what they want to do. And it just shows your football IQ that you can be more flexible. You can only, instead of just, I can only be an outside receiver on the left. Okay, or the right. Okay, that's just an example, but it's going to help you be more, have more opportunities there. Lastly is flexibility, pre and post training stretching. All right, if you guys don't do this as a team, you need to do this on your own. Okay, because this is also going to help prevent injury. Because your best ability is your availability. If you're dinged up and nicked up going into this year, that's going to hurt your chance of videos, which will then hurt your chance of an offer. You go to the college ranks and you're dinged up and nicked up, that's going to hurt your chance of a depth chart. Okay, so you've got to make sure you're taking care of your body and attacking these improvements. All right, because these improvements are what a receiver college coach will look at. So double down, do all these things, hit it hard. If it translates to your video, this can help you level up your evaluation and possibly have an opportunity at that low to mid D2 level. But Reed, at the end of the day, man, everything's really going to come down to your individual work, your outreach, which is going to be huge for you. Like we said, call these coaches, DM these coaches, all right? Get in contact with them, okay? And doing that through marketing on social media, okay? And your relationship building with college coaches, which is going to also be huge with the stage you're in right now, which is why the next step is your athlete interview, where you're going to get an interview with the coach and get coach on communication and your interviewing skills, which is critical for the conversations you're about to start having with college coaches. So make sure you watch the video beforehand and be ready to go. If you've got any questions, we'll be able to answer them at the end of the interview. Thank you.